of Zelda.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. My name is Von Yvonne, and I'll let my opponent introduce himself. But we are going to be running BS Legend of Zelda 100%, and we will be sure to explain exactly what this game is all about as the run goes along. But Iceblue, tell me about yourself, man.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name's Iceblue. I am a runner of this Zelda game and many other retro Zelda games. I'm looking forward to showing you all what this game is all about and this little niche, obscure little title with a good friend of mine to race with and a great friend of mine on commentary.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sabera and I will be commentating this race between Vani and Iceblue. When they asked me to commentate, I was like, this game is BS. I'm in. BS, of course, stands for Broadcast Satellaview. As I'm sure we all knew. Now, I know that we had a couple of bid wars. Do we have winners on those? For first, the gender of our protagonists.
Well, looks like for this race, we have an honorary frame fatale. Link is going to be a girl.
All right. And for our file names, can you please give us the top two?
Absolutely. Coming in at a commanding lead is the utilitarian airboat. And then in $556, we have Zelda. Airboat versus Zelda. There we go.
All right. So let's get those file names in there. So this is going to be a classic airboat versus Zelda race.
Yes.
I've
epic
definitely
struggle.
played that game before.
Yeah.
I've played that game before,
right.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Are these ladies ready?
I am very ready. Vonnie, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Before we start, I just want to announce that Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 has raised over $900,000 in benefit of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thank you, everyone, so much. And please continue to race.
That's awesome.
That is incredibly hype, especially like right at the start of this run, hitting 900K.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Racers, on your marks. I'm going to give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty.
So our racers are going to start off by performing telekinesis. They are not touching anything on the controllers as their protagonists walk into this cave. Now they actually have to start pressing buttons. But that is actually something that this version of the game forces you to do. That pause at the beginning, and it forces you to walk into the cave. You don't have to take the sword, but obviously they both want to. One of the things that you're going to see as these runners move through is that they actually have different kill routing for this. Like the original Legend of Zelda, there is a global kill counter that determines what drops you get. And they're both trying to get 2 bomb drops from these blue Octoroks as they go into level 1. They did both get both bomb drops as they come into the first dungeon. Unlike the first, the NES Zelda, getting hit doesn't reset your kill counter. And that's a pretty big deal. So they're both going to be keeping track of their kills throughout this entire run, moving both into level 1 at about the same time. Good moves for both of them. Now, these keys do not advance the kill counter because they cannot drop items. So that is not going to affect their kill routing. If they need to kill keys or gels to get them out of the way, that's not a big deal. How are we doing over there?
Doing great. Lost my sword beam, so a little unfortunate for this room here.
Got all the bomb drops and rupee drops I needed, including that one. Perfect.
Yes. I missed one of my fivers.
Yeah. So we want to make sure we get a good amount of cash early. You saw us pick up 45 rupees before we even got into level 1, and we're gonna need at least 60 rupees before we get to level 3. So the fact that I already have that now is very reassuring.
Yeah, and Ice is not too far behind with 57 rupees. Hitting that 60 rupee mark will hopefully not be too much of a problem. Now, one of the things that you've probably seen them do a little bit that you may not have noticed is this version of the game actually has corner correction in it. So when you move vertically, if you're right on the corner of a solid object, you'll just roll right around it. And that movement is actually faster than moving straight because it actually pops you diagonally pretty quickly. Nice bomb drops from those moblins from both racers. And so you're going to see them do that quite a bit as a way of speeding up their movement. It doesn't work when you need to unlock a door. You actually have to unlock locked doors by hitting them head on. So if you're curious why they're not doing that with those doors, that is why. A couple of tricks from the NES Zelda still work, like bumping into Stalfos to pick up keys, which is actually pretty cool. This is a really interesting adaptation, but there are actually no known glitches in BS Legend of Zelda, so we won't be seeing any screen wrapping or anything like that. Both racers moving into Aquamentus pretty quickly, bombing him pretty well, moving out of level 1 with only a slight difference between our two racers. Excellent. Nice roll around the corner to pick up the Triforce, both of you.
All right.
Yeah, as we move from level 1 to level 2, would be a great time for some donations if we have them.
Yes.
Yeah, phenomenal. We got ourselves lots of love coming in from the Zelda speedrunning community. We have ourselves, let's see, JB318 says, Bonnie, please enjoy your flights on Ocarina Airways, but meanwhile, Vonnie, don't forget the bubble. Put this donation towards Vonnie's choice, since for some reason, it won't let me put it towards Puppy Cam. There's a lot of folks about the puppy cam here, Vonnie. For example, right here.
That we might have to do something impromptu after the end of the run. We'll work on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a good time for puppy cam.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Moving on into level 2, both of our racers have hit their 60 rupee mark, which is pretty important coming out of this dungeon. What would you all say is kind of the most important thing in level 2?
Just honestly the damage boosts.
Yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward dungeon here. But most importantly, we just want to utilize this damage boost properly. I'm actually gonna pick up this 5 rupee because I have a slightly different route than Vonnie does as far as rupees go. So my route is a little bit more risky, I want to say, but not like detrimental.
Now, coming out of this level, they are going to stop off and buy the now available blue candle, which, as it happens, costs 60 rupees. Without that, they absolutely cannot move on to level 3. But while we go and buy that and make our way to level 3, if we have any more donations, now would be a great time to get 1 or 2 in.
Yeah, we got a couple in. We got David TKI with a $25 donation. They say, hey, Vonnie, good luck on your Zelda race. I must say it looks heavily inspired by Newtopia. This donation goes to Vonnie's choice. Thank you, David. We've also got $50 graciously donated to the PCF by Turtle Run. They say, things I like. Zelda. Speedruns. Obscure Japanese-only downloadable SNES games. Charity. Hitting $1 million before the Mario Kart 8 incentive. And donating to help all the above. That's right, we are at nearly $30,000, over $30,000 for the $100,000 for the Mario Kart bonus DLC, bonus. That's incredible. Y'all keep it going, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for those donations. Now, y'all saw that they had to burn some bushes to get over to the other side of that bridge and get into level 3. And here you'll see Ice and Vonnie diverge a little bit. Vonnie's taking another rupee secret outside of level 3. While Ice dives right into the level. Interesting thing about level 3 is that both runners are going to be taking an intentional death, if I'm remembering that correctly. That happens in level 3, right?
Yes.
It does.
So in the original Legend of Zelda, you could up A to bring up your continue, retry, save menu. And that technically still works in BS Legend of Zelda, except that it always takes you back to the start point on the overworld and forces you to go through that telekinetic walk back into the old man cave at the very beginning. So it's actually not very useful for the speed runs. And so our runners will be walking into the fire as they pick up the raft to get themselves back to the beginning of the dungeon and save themselves a walk back.
Yeah, the movement in this game is like, it's not very fast. So like having to walk all the way back to the start of this level, not really ideal. So we incorporated Death Warp to just kind of make it back to the front of the dungeon, as opposed to walking 4 rooms down. And you'll see us use that a lot during levels 4, 5, or not 4, I'm sorry, 5, 6, and 7.
So it's not advantageous everywhere, but there are a decent number of levels where taking that Death Warp is important. It can get very scary. I've definitely seen both of these runners at like a half a heart, desperately trying to avoid keys until they pick up the item, which is always a fun, intense time. Again, the Zols and Gels that they're killing in this level don't contribute to the global kill counter, because the way that they're killing the Zols, they can't drop items. So that is factored into, that's not factored into the kill routing.
Yeah, the way that this game works and like what makes it so much different than Zelda, like the original Zelda, even though like Keys and Gels do not drop anything, in Zelda 1, they still advance your global counter. Whereas in this game, if you kill something that doesn't have a drop, it does not advance your global counter at all.
Right.
Another big difference between this and the original Legend of Zelda is that our good friend Manhandla is a lot easier to handle. Sorry.
So much better. Except he's moving away from me. Don't do that, please. Thank you. There we go.
Manhandla's movements are slower and more predictable in BS Legend of Zelda than they are in the NES Zelda 1, which makes getting a 1-bomb substantially easier.
Another thing that really helps is that the amount of active time for the damage that your bombs do, it's so much longer. It lingers quite a bit. So you have a ton of room for error when it comes to doing damage with those bombs to any enemy, really. But it's especially helpful with that Manhandla fight.
Yeah.
The bomb blast is also a lot larger too.
Yes.
Do we have time for 1 or 2 more donations as we're overworlding?
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. We got $100 from Twitchy saying, can't wait to see some Zelda games get utterly demolished by these amazing runners. Let's get that blindfolded demise fight. Y'all, we are nearly halfway there to meet that 73,000 or 7,300 out of that 15,000. Y'all are doing incredible. Keep pushing, y'all. We also have $100 from Ronnie saying, hi, Ice. I'm very proud of you and glad to have met you at SGDQ 2022 and TwitchCon, as well as call you my friend. Congrats on getting BS LOZ world record. Good luck and have fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ronnie.
Very lovely donations. And now we're into level 4. I think the nice thing about level 4 in this game is that it is not level 5.
Wow. Wow. After I just talked about this on the interview, and you're gonna hurt me like this, Sabera. Is it too late to get a new commentator?
Probably.
I can pull up my voice changer and pretend like I'm a new commentator. I promised I would give at least one hard time to each of you, so just kind of fulfilling my promise there.
There you go.
We appreciate you, Sabera.
Yeah,
we do. We really do.
We level 4. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you appreciate me. We find that the recorder in this game has been switched out for an ocarina, which does the same thing. It's the same item. But it's kind of nice to see that kind of thematic change making its way back into the original more in some fashion. I think it's pretty cool that they changed that. The tune is the same though. That's really
Yes.
nice.
We actually didn't touch up on something about this game.
What is it?
There's a very cool feature in this game. If you're familiar with the randomizers, there's actually a built-in select swap in this game.
Yes.
Using the L and R
yes.
buttons.
Very handy.
So we don't ever have to go into the menu.
Another thing that's kind of neat about this game, which you will just have seen Ice do, is that as an homage to the origin of Pole's voice, in which you could, what was it? You like yelled into the second controller on the Famicom.
Yes, if you yell into the controller, yes, it destroys Pole's voices. It's my favorite feature of any game, just screaming at my controller.
In this version of Legend of Zelda, playing the ocarina will kill all the Pole's voice on the screen, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty neat reference.
They're also actually immune to arrows in this game, unlike the original Zelda.
Yeah. I stopped talking about rupee counts because we're more or less in the clear at this point. But our runners did have to get money to buy bomb upgrades. They got one of them in level 4 and the bait that they need in order to enter level 5, which they're on the way to now. As we're making our way into level 5, I think probably we could do one more donation.
Yeah, absolutely. We got $200 from Padawan00123 and Miss Skywalker 95. They say, so glad to see AGDQ supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation again this year. We had another cancer scare in our family. It was detected early enough that it could be removed through surgery, but we are glad to donate with the dream of destroying cancer before it can start. Good luck on the run, Vonnie and Iceblue. May the speediest man win. Thank you.
Thank you, Padawan.
Awesome. So this is level 5. Gosh. What?
There's going to be a lot of bombs being used in this level. This is easily the most bomb-heavy level in the game.
Yeah, I mean, one of the nice things is that the Gibdo room that Vonnie is in right now does give you some free bombs in addition to the Gibdos being nice about their bomb drops.
Well, they're nice about the bomb drops because I've meticulously lined it up so that they will be nice with them.
Well, yes, but there's still the whether or not the bombs actually come out, right?
Sure, yes.
Yeah, so this entire time, both Vonnie and I are counting in our heads like where our global drop table is, because we both know the entire global drop table. So we're keeping like track of like all of our kills here to know exactly where our bombs are gonna be and which enemies we need to kill at certain points to get those bombs and rupees. Now, the drop themselves is not a guarantee, though.
Right, but the drop rate is very high in this game, especially compared to the NES version.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is true.
Yeah, no question.
But there is no way to force bomb drops in this, unlike the NES version.
Right.
You can't bomb specific enemies at specific times to ensure that they drop bombs. And smoking dodongos doesn't work anymore. You have to feed them bombs, and what they drop is not guaranteed. Or they're not guaranteed to produce a drop. One thing that I realized probably bears mentioning is you might be wondering why neither of our runners has the white sword when we're all the way in level 5. And the answer to that is that we're not getting the white sword at all. The 100% rules for this game specify that you have to have end the game with the maximum upgrade of any upgradable item. So our runners are actually just going to be going straight from wooden sword to master sword at the nearest available opportunity, or the most convenient available opportunity, I suppose. So we're just never going to see the white sword at all. That confused me.
It's way out of the way. You have to go, I believe, after level 3. So there's a screen to the left of level 3 that has a bunch of like tornadoes and whirlwinds on it. And if you get, grabbed by it, it brings you back to the beginning of that screen. Well, level 3 removes the tornadoes.
Yeah, which is part of the kind of natural gating that this game does in what we mentioned before with the fact that that it was in segments and it didn't want you to be able to advance past any further than it wanted you to. So that was one part of it.
Yeah. So between that and I think the other major one that we won't see is the blue ring will not be purchased. Just skip straight to the red ring at the appropriate time. Yep. The runners just don't have to get those. They don't have to get a magic shield. Funny story that Ice related to me that I want to share with you, which is that the moderators decided that the magic shield is a consumable item because it can be eaten by a like. So it is literally consumable, and therefore not part of 100%.
I mean, don't you like eating shields?
What I really like is that Patra is way less annoying in this game than in the original Legend of Zelda. Much more predictable movement and bigger hitboxes.
Patra forgot how to move left and right. Like, just completely wiped from the database.
The Patras with babies did. The ones without babies move diagonally, though, right? Don't they?
Oh, they move all around. They do these real fast, like circular movements and stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
The original Legend of Zelda ones, yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about the two that appear in this game that don't have any babies.
The ones
they just move up
7.
and down. Oh no, yeah, the ones in level 7, yeah, those move in weird directions, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's the one other purchase that I forgot to mention is that key that needs to be picked up.
One big feature, and I say feature, difference, is how the game acknowledges which number you're on as far as the recorder movement. In the original Zelda, whichever direction you're facing when you play the recorder it goes plus or minus 1, and that's how it determines which dungeon it's going to bring you to next that you've completed. In this game, it's a little different. It's which direction you're facing when the whirlwind picks you up. So we're going to be making sure that we're facing the correct direction when we get picked up by that tornado.
Yeah, that's pretty important. And the arrows, too. That's right. You still have to buy arrows in this game. Because why not?
Yeah, we need those.
Yeah.
Slightly important.
Yeah, we probably have time
especially for level 6.
Another donation before the next dungeon.
Yeah.
You're perfect. Yeah, we got ourselves $25 from Natara. They say, good luck to both Vonnie and Iceblue. Can't wait to watch Iceblue learn Nutopia. Puppy cam hype! Inquiring minds want to know about that puppy cam, Vonnie.
Listen, the people, I give the people what they want. It's kind of my thing. And if they want the puppy, they'll get the puppy. Don't worry.
Yes.
Vonnie, how's your bombs going in a 6?
I have 9.
Okay, I have 10.
Oh, sweet. Okay, then we're both plenty set.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question for
Yes.
both of you. Why specifically noting your bombs going into level 6?
We need to have a very, very large amount of bombs exiting this dungeon.
Why so many bombs?
Level 8 eats up 14 bombs almost.
Yeah, it's double digits for sure.
It's a good thing that you've bought 2 bomb upgrades and therefore can hold that many bombs.
Yeah,
Facts.
for sure.
That is a big deal. How many bombs do you use in this dungeon?
2. Level 6 only uses 2.
Very convenient that you need to walk out of here with a lot of bombs and you only need to use a small number of them.
Yeah.
This is to me, this is a little bit of an interesting dungeon because it has a walkthrough wall in it, which in the original Legend of Zelda we didn't actually see until the second quest.
Oh no.
Oh,
I thought
wow, that was
I thought it was going to get hosed by those bats. Oh, that was so close. My heart was jumping out of my chest there. Whew.
Hey, you did it. You pulled it off, though.
I did. Okay, proceed.
No, I just I wanted to note the walkthrough wall because I think in some ways it kind of presumes that you've played enough Legend of Zelda prior to this game, which I guess is not a terrible assumption. That you would know to look for walkthrough walls, even in the first quest. There is actually another map for this game, a sort of second quest to the third quest. A fourth quest, I guess.
Right.
I know how to count, I swear. I understand how counting works. But
that's the first rule of becoming a Zelda runner, when you learn how to count, and there's heavy emphasis on those air quotes there.
Yeah.
See, I don't run either this or the original Zelda 1 because I can't count. But it hasn't been routed yet, so we're doing third quest. We have a lot of stuff to do on the overworld at this point.
Yeah.
With level 6 finished, there's a whole bunch of heart containers to pick up. A letter that we're never going to deliver.
No.
Because the potion is a consumable.
Our protagonist is a terrible mail carrier. But to be fair, that's not really her job, is it? We're also going to pick up the Master Sword. So that's fancy. Like I said, we're going straight to the Master Sword because we do not need the White Sword.
Fun fact about the Master Sword. You could pick up the Master Sword with 3 hearts. The only qualifications you need for the Master Sword is 6 Triforces. Other than that, you could just pick it up. Like in the any % run, we pick it up with 4 hearts.
Which is terrifying.
Yes. Indeed.
Don't try this at home, folks.
Yeah, and which is the reason why we're doing 100% for a marathon, because it is worlds safer as a route for marathons than any % will ever be.
Yeah.
Except for level 7.
Yeah.
Pesky keys.
So in the original version of this game, as it was broadcast via satellite, this was delivered in 4 segments, each of which had a time limit on them. And so progress was gated by where you were along those segments. There's a lot of different unlocks that relate to how many Triforce pieces you have that kind of correspond to where you would have been in that episodic content. Which is it's really neat that it was possible to mod this and put all of those together, knit them all into one kind of coherent unit that you can play all the way through without the time limit.
And this is actually perfect timing for mentioning that, because we're going to go to a special screen to get the magical key, and pay attention to what, I don't know where Iceblue is, but for me, I'll be there shortly. Pay attention to what the old man says when he gives you the key, because it is definitely a reference to the folks that put this ROM together.
Yep. So big shout outs to Trey and Khan.
Oh yes,
are the two folks that put this version together and made it to what it is.
Yeah. One interesting thing about the red ocarina that we've picked up, which I really have to hold back calling the Master Ocarina, is...
It's Master, like I'm using the Master Boomerang, we'll get... Yeah, it's the Master Ocarina, that's fine.
Yeah, all right.
And Vonnie is the master of forgetting to switch to it after Dungeon 7.
The Moblin that gives it to you says that the red ocarina signals a secret. If you walk into a screen that has a secret, like a bombable entrance or whatever on it on the overworld, the red ocarina will actually play a little whistle tone that is different from the regular ocarina tone. And that's actually it's pretty neat for a casual playthrough of this that they added that. There's a lot of stuff that would be really hard to find without that, as anyone who has 100%ed the original Zelda would know.
Right. Speaking of cryptic stuff, you might have noticed that right here in the beginning of level 8, we picked up the silver arrow, which was incredibly easy to get. But there's going to be a particular hint coming up here that is going to
it's the best hint in Zelda history.
It is.
Yes.
I've watched numerous. Yeah,
can show you to the arrow.
So I've watched numerous casual runners like read that hint and just stare at the next room, and they're like, "What are they talking about?"
Right.
Because it's Wall Masters, and you're like, okay, and then you get grabbed, and you're like, oh, they're gonna take me to a secret room,
right?
And they take you back to start, and you're just like, huh?
But start is, of course, where we found the silver arrow.
But if you don't notice that the 12 objects on the floor are blocks as opposed to those, kind of the turret things, then it might not occur to you that that's what you're supposed to do, is something with the blocks there.
Yeah. That was extremely clever. I really like that hint.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite hints I've ever seen in any and every Zelda game that I've played.
Now, one thing that you might notice is that all of the dungeons were done in order up until level 8, which we did right after 6. And that is largely a pathing thing. It's just much more convenient to go to 8. Also, you get silver arrows in 8, which are pretty powerful. Getting your 7th Triforce piece will also unlock for you the Master Bombs.
Yep. Yeah.
Which,
here we go.
Yes. Our runners now both have infinite bombs. They do not have to track bombs for the rest of the run, which is going to be especially useful in level 9.
Yes, the treacherous level 9.
Yeah.
So, these are the patches that I was talking about. Whoa, those move way more.
They have two different. Yeah, they have two different patterns. That was almost catastrophic for me. Thankfully, I had like probably a couple frames left of iframes.
Yeah, that was very nerve-wracking.
But yeah, they have two different patterns they can do. They can either just like move downward and just kind of like move slowly and like not do anything, and you can just get your 4 free stabs on them.
Very nice.
Or they can start circling around the room like that, which they did on my side. I don't know what they did for Vani's.
A little bit, yeah.
Which is a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little bit more aggressive for you, Ice. Vani taking that intentional hit from the Dark Nuts and the intentional Wizrobe hit to basically get in position for the Death Warp out of here after picking up the red candle. Sorry, the Master Candle. You got to commit to the bit, right? Like,
yes, please do.
I don't think it's a bit anymore. Like at this point, I don't even think it's a bit anymore. I think that's just what the name of the items are going to be called.
That's the new lore, honestly. It's canon.
We'll create a new version of this that specifically refers to them that way. Gosh, I forgot what I was going to say next. I got lost in the master canonization. Help me out.
You got lost in the master sauce.
I don't even know what to say.
I'll see myself out. You know,
how about a quick master donation while we compose ourselves?
Yes,
how about,
yeah, go ahead.
All right, we got $20 from Lat Mackey. Says it's great to see a game inspired by Newtopia Would Zelda even exist if it weren't for the true great original Newtopia? Good luck to both Vonnie and Blue. Yeah. And one quick one, we got $25 from an anonymous donor. They say, just passing on a message from Sabera to Sabera from MP. Hi, Sabera, you're cute. Keep rocking this commentary and have a great day. Less than 3. Thank you, MP.
Now, Iggy, you wouldn't happen to have like a special donation of any sort right here, would you?
Well, I believe I do. A master donation, in fact, once again, $50 from Little Millie Mooncat. They say it's great to see this clearly Newtopia-inspired yet official Nintendo game getting time on the big stage. Best of luck, Vonnie and Iceblue. Get that giggle piggle. And oh, hey, Vonnie, don't forget to switch to the ocarina.
I didn't forget.
Amazing.
So, all right, I have a question. If there's a Newtopia and a Newtopia 2, does that imply that there's an Oldtopia?
No.
No, there's a Newtopia and then there's a new Newtopia.
Yes. Newertopia.
Newertopia, thank you.
Yeah.
Newertopia.
For completing obtaining all 8 Triforce pieces, our friendly neighborhood runners
you get a new weather forecast.
Yes.
Have gotten rain. They get rained on. They also get infinite sword beams. Even if they get hit, they will maintain their sword beams. So it's basically just a matter of picking up the red ring. So now we have Ice moving on into level 9. I'm actually going to be quiet for a minute so that Ice can concentrate.
Yes.
As this is a very dangerous dungeon and can be really, really sticky.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to open this Triforce door, and it's kind of the hardest part of this dungeon here. I have to hold the up on my D-pad, and now suddenly we're in Ganon's chamber.
Nice, yeah. Excellent level 9. Oh, good Giggle Pig. So throwing that sword beam right as you walk in guarantees a hit on Ganon, and since he still kind of laughs right before he takes the hit, it gets called Giggle Pig.
That was an excellent Ganon fight.
That was a basically perfect Ganon fight.
I'll get to demonstrate what a crappy Ganon fight looks like.
Time's going to be coming up the moment we exit this cave. So get ready on time here. We're going to get auto-walked out of the first 3 screens here, and then when we get back to the old man's cave and exit, that will be time.
Oh, no Giggle Pig for Vonnie, unfortunately.
Yeah, so now you get to see what a crappy fight looks like.
GG. So unfortunately, like in the original, Ganon can warp around quite a lot. We know a very little bit about his movement patterns, but just not enough to be super consistent about it. So unfortunately, the RNG is not being kind here. But this is just a normal thing that can happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. This is the fury of the beast here, basically.
We got time for a donation, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, no problem. We got a $25 donation from Eris TGD. Seeing Vonnie's been a great friend and inspiration, creating a chill space to share his love of classic gaming and playing fast. So great to see him playing another great game and inspired by Newtopia. Don't forget to switch the ocarina and dungeon. Let's get to 1 million. Everybody, we are nearly at $8,000 to meet that blindfolded demise fight. Y'all are doing great. Keep it rolling. We'll be getting that million with time to spare. Let's go.
Time is coming up for Vonnie as well in just a little bit here. And
time.
GG's, Vonnie.
GG's. That race
Thank
was
you.
really close all the way up through until the Ganon fight. So that was really, really phenomenal showing from both runners. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for being here, Sabera. And Vonnie, thank you for this race. This was an amazing race.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Definitely.
It was. I'm glad that I got to show this off with you in front of everybody here at GDQ.
Yeah.
It's such a lovely game that I honestly I urge everybody to go and play this casually. If you need to locate like where to like patch this, please reach out to both Vonnie and I. We can send you in the right direction.
Yes. We do have a Discord specifically for BS Legend of Zelda Speed. We didn't even mention Ancient Stone Tablets, which is another Satellaview Zelda game, but it's more in the style of Link to the Past. So if that's more your flavor, then check that out as well. But we've got a server all for that. So you want to check that out, then we encourage you to do so. Also encourage you to give us a follow if you enjoyed what you were watching here. I primarily do action RPG speedrunning like this. I'm dedicated to the retro vibe. So if that's what you like, please follow Iceblue. He's very much into a lot of the Zelda speedrunning, does a lot of rando as well as his community is great, nice and chill. Love those folks there. So yeah, if you could give each of us a follow, that would be greatly appreciated.
And I do want to remind people who are interested in BS Legend of Zelda, there are no known glitches yet. Come glitch hunt.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, I primarily speedrun Zelda 2. That's like one of my main games. This year I do have a goal set to push for a 114 and the main category. So if you enjoy Zelda 2, come hang out. And definitely go check out Vonnie as well. Great person. I got the luxury of meeting Vonnie at TwitchCon.
Yes.
And it was an amazing night. It was so much fun. He's the energy. Okay, the energy you see on stream is the energy that he has in person.
Yeah. So yeah. All right.
I don't think we have enough time to show our games here, Vonnie.
Okay, but I think we do have just enough time. Hold on.
Do we?
Just enough time for all y'all to see the magnificent one. Oh. The puppy.
Here, Vonnie,
y'all wanted it. Y'all got it. The magnificent Floofus Lena is going to say,
I've got you.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.
Puppy hype. Everyone, thank you so much, Iceblue. Thank you so much, Vonnie Vaughn. That was a wonderful BS Legend of Zelda race. And thank you, Sabera, for that incredible commentary. We have ourselves one donation here that says it all from Night Cuveo with $100 saying, Master thanks to Master y'all. All right, everybody, we're going to take ourselves a brief break, compose ourselves before we shoot to the skies. But don't worry, AGDQ 2023 Online will be right back.
but I'm already a key.
Back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. Setting up for Skyward Sword right now. We got a couple of really awesome donations, though. Got $25, saying I always love watching the amazing speedrunners break some of my favorite childhood Zelda games. Putting this towards third wave Mario Kart games, because who doesn't want more Mario Kart and more GDQ? That was from Leia with that $25. Thank you so much. Currently sitting at $31,000 out of the $100,000 needed. Also at $906,000. I cannot wait for the $1 million to pop off tonight. It's going to be wonderful. We also got $50 from Casual Ren. It says simply speedruns are fast. Yes. Just broke my brain. Let's hear from one of our wonderful sponsors while I compose myself for one moment. All right, Skyward Sword coming up. Got $50 saying Skyward Sword hype. Shoutouts to my favorite Zelda runners on the GDQ screen right now, and shoutouts to the Skyward Sword community. Also gonna get a QQ from the host. Thank you. Oh, that's QQ. There we go. Thank you to King's Pride for that donation. And everyone, my GD cuties, it has been wonderful for my time on the host mic here. All of you awesome folks here make this one of the best things in the world to do. I know y'all are going to keep those donations for Blindfold Demise and Mario Kart 8 bonus coming in and keeping that vibe going strong for our next host, the mighty Pippi in a top hat, as we get ready for Skyward Sword. Going to catch y'all tomorrow afternoon. Stay cute, stay generous, and stay hype for Pips and Skyward Sword after this interview, where Spike's going to be chatting with Peas, the runner of Puyo Puyo Fever 2, and our Mario Kart 8 bonus game.
All right, welcome everyone back to AGDQ 2023. Thank you very much, iggyzig. Hope you all have been enjoying this amazing week of speedrunning. We can see over there on the donation tracker, we've already gone well past $900,000. Make sure you keep it going, because coming up after this Skyward Sword run, Peas, joining me here in the booth, will not only be taking on Puyo Puyo Fever 2, but as we said, it'll become the Peas block, as I think your friend so aptly called it. We'll get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in there, playing all those new DLC tracks. Peas, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty swell. I'm like again swell and just so excited to finally have this opportunity to play some games that I really enjoy in front of a lot of people who are watching for a good cause as well.
Yeah, I was just imagine it's like 70,000 people chilling at home, but we don't see any of them. It's just a Twitch chat. That's it. There's no way that many people are real. There's not even that many people on the planet. We're good. Peas, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that you run a bunch of different games. Not only do we see here Puyo Puyo Fever 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, two pieces of a puzzle. I don't see how they connect together, but you love to run both of them. You got the Super Monkey Ball series that you're very, very competitive in as well. So I want to ask you, just across the entirety of all these genres you play, what is the most satisfying aspect of just getting to speedrun? Just that makes you feel good?
I think what makes me feel good is the fact that I get to play the games that I enjoy, and whether it be marble rollers, puzzle games, or even racing games, maybe a little bit of some RNG, JRPG games. It just feels so nice to just figure out ways to play those games just at a relatively quick rate as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always said it's nice to be able to take what is kind of a single player experience, like single player game, turn into a multiplayer experience and figure out what is the best I can possibly be at this game compared to many others out there. So let's talk a little bit about one of those two games. Again, guys, we get to $1 million. Peas will be showing off his skills in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I saw in doing research for this run that you actually use Baby Daisy in it. There's a bunch of different characters people will use for different preferences. I've seen a lot of Roy, a lot of heavy characters in general. So what are the benefits of Baby Daisy in the characters compared to others?
All right, so Baby Daisy, as well as many lightweight characters, going from Mario Kart 8 to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo removed something called fire hopping, fire sliding, fire anything, where you just basically press the R button to hop. That's your drift button. You're hopping around after you release a mini turbo or get a boost. And they emphasized more on the acceleration, speed, and this is most important, the mini turbo stat. The reason why, like you see Roy, Donkey Kong, and Waluigi is because of the fact that even though they are heavyweights, their mini turbo stat is really good, and they have good ground speed overall, versus like Morton, Bowser, or even Wario and Dry Bowser, who are very fast. They're the fastest characters in the game, but they have like no mini turbo stat at all. So Baby Daisy in particular, and as well as Baby Peach, they have I don't remember the exact value. It's very high. Basically, they have the best mini turbo stat in the game, and couple that with drifting and their fast acceleration means that you can just snake on a straightaway and get your mini turbos, super mini turbos, and ultra mini turbos out a lot quicker. And also, their babies are very popular in time trials. So a lot of the tracks, like Donut Plains 3, Ice Outpost, Excite Bike Arena, those are held by the time trial record is held by a baby character. And lastly, about this one, Baby Daisy is one of my favorite Mario characters who's happened to grow on me, like, just ever since I first saw this character, I was like, Daisy's all right. But then, you got Daisy in an infant form, and it's like, wow, she's the most cutest thing. How is she able to drive a car?
That's a joke. I love the breaking down analysis of like you say, like all the mini drifting and everything going on, like how that adds up. But then there's also just like the pure at the end of the day. It's so cute, dude. I gotta play as this character. It's so awesome. And that's super cool to hear. I love whenever there's like an inherent, there's not just a one character or one solution to anything in speedrunning. It's awesome to hear that you do have, Baby Daisy that you can go to for optimization and other sorts of categories and other sorts of individual tracks here. So let's talk a little bit about the fact that you do talk about all this tech within Mario Kart. Peas, I'm going to be honest with you, and anyone who watches my stream, they know this. I am absolute trash at Mario Kart. I can't play these games for the life of me. For myself and any other scrubs out there to the driving world, what is kind of one maybe like tip, a piece of tech, something that you think someone could put a little bit of time into and learn and all of a sudden up their skills right away in this game?
So this is where the competitive side of me is going to come out, because the best way to improve at Mario Kart is just doing a lot of time trials. Just dump so much time into your favorite track. Like, even if it's like the hardest track in the world, definitely go into time trials, pick that track and just play it. You can race your Ghost to make sure you can get a better personal best, or you can watch like the Mario Kart 8 time trials where they do some absurd strats, but for the most part, it gives you a foundation of, okay, they drift this way, or they take this shortcut like this. So let me try working my way up towards that, because improving at Mario Kart takes a lot of practice. Even if you're like trying to understand how to use the items, how to like throw a green shell up forward and know when to use the lightning item, it just takes much more practice compared to what you're like normally used to if you were to take it at a casual level. And you can also play the game online. That's also a great way to just keep playing the game.
Absolutely. Love playing that out there for the audience right there. At the end of the day, you're seeing the finished product, but there is hours and hours and hours, tens, hundreds, even thousands of hours of practice that goes into that. I want to give you one more quick question before you get out of here. We haven't even talked about Puyo Puyo Fever 2, the other game you're going to be running. Again, a puzzle game. What is, same question as I just asked you, one tip for the scrubs like me that can't play Puyo for the life of us. I can only play platformers. What happens in Puyo? How do you get good at it?
So this one is a bit of a toughie. Don't be afraid to lose a lot, because the more you lose, the more you understand. Okay, this is what I did wrong. Because keep in mind, this is a puzzle game. You're trying to put the pieces together. You have to understand how, like, what am I doing wrong with this build? What is the AI doing that's just beating my strategy? Or what is this other human being on the far side of the planet? By the way, Puyo Puyo is very popular in Japan, so yeah, it's kind of understandable as to why American players, even to this day, it's so much of a skill gap. But same answer as Mario Kart. I would just watch a lot of Puyo, just play through the game, even play the game on the hardest difficulty, and or my personal favorite, just go into endless mode and just start stacking Puyo, because you want to focus on survivability, making sure that you can play the game without topping yourself out on accident. Totally, that's happened to me so many times whenever I was up and coming, and even to this day there is still a massive skill gap in the Puyo universe. But same thing as Mario Kart, really. Just play the game, put the puzzle pieces together, focus on chaining, and you should be able to improve nicely at really just Puyo Puyo, even Tetris, because Puyo Puyo is just a Sega-fied version of Tetris, in my honest opinion.
Sure, yeah. Same kind of genre right there. Chat, you put in the hours, you eventually are going to find the results. Peas, I absolutely love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. And I am looking forward to the self-proclaimed Peas block coming up after this awesome run of Skyward Sword. Make it happen, chat. Let's get to $1 million and well beyond that. Get all those DLC tracks that I want to see. 24 total tracks for Peas. We're going to kick it back up to the front for Gymnast, the ever-talented and the ever-informative, as he takes on The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Enjoy, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody, to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023. Online and powered by Twitch and benefiting Prevent Cancer Foundation. I hope y'all are feeling dapper today, because I'm Pippi in a top hat and I have the absolute honor of hosting for you for our upcoming run of Skyward Sword, all dungeons being performed by one Gymnast 86. Now, I might have some insider insight about this run, and hey, don't tell anyone, but it's broken. The run's a little broken. The video game broke. It's fine. Oopsie doopsie. But I can attest, a broken game makes for a beautifully entertaining speedrun, and also means, while other file name incentives might buy you one whole file name, this one might buy you up to 3 individual files. So if you have any last-minute name ideas, be sure to get those in, because our runner will be ready real soon. In the meantime, let's hear from some of our incredible donors who are doing an astounding job keeping this event going, and, as always, one of them could be you. We have $50 from Emma, who says, dying to see that blindfolded demise fight. Good reminder, I would also love to see that blindfolded demise fight. I'm hoping Jim is not dying to see that blindfolded demise fight, unless the deaths are intentional. We also have $25 from Quizzy, who says, I'm a simple man. I see Zelda game, I donate. Well, I too would like to see some Zelda game. And with that, I hear our runner is ready and raring to go, so I turn it over to the maestro of 3D Zelda Mastery, Gymnast86, and Skyward Sword All Dungeons.